Seven of Wands. So this is a victory when a guy just learns to let go and stop trying to be so persuasive or bossy or trying to make other people believe in what he has to say. This is just like, sometimes you can't speak reason to people that are unreasonable. And so you're just like walking and talking to a wall, and it's like your opinion goes over their heads, your ideas go over their head. So maybe it's just best just to drop it and let go and walk away. And then that's the best victory for you in the situation. Because some people aren't at your level. And I'll tell you more of the symbols. So you see the guy, he has one big wand. And so the wands are your opinions, things you feel rooted in, your beliefs, your ideals, the things you've taken so much time to learn and you truly know. And he's trying to get his opinion over these other opinions that are below him. So he's trying to make them stand under or understand him. But it seems like it goes over their heads. And it's so frustrating. And then you'll see that he has two different colored or different style shoes. He has like a boot and like a slipper. And he's kind of not standing on solid ground. So he's kind of losing his foot. It's like a figure of speech. You know, he just doesn't have a firm foundation. He's kind of losing his stance. Even though he's smarter, that's why he's so frustrated. And his face looks like he's about to lose it. And then if you count the branches, there's 20. Just like the Hebrew letter Kaf, which means palm of hand or grip, has a numerical value of 20. And so this is the advice, because all the wands give advice. So this is advice of just drop it, let go of your grip, release and open the palm of your hands and drop your opinion. And then just walk away. Sometimes the victory is just to know that you were just planting seeds at the time. So maybe one day it sticks to those other people. Maybe. But that's all you can do, really. And I like to look at this card like he's Moses coming down Mount Sinai for the first time. And he has the 10 Commandments and the new Torah inside his hands. And then he's talking to the Israelites who are below him, but they're not ready to hear and receive the new way, even though it's going to be better for everybody's lives in the big picture. They just weren't ready for it. So Moses dropped the 10 Commandments and broke them on the ground, and he was going to give up on the people. And then he walked away because they weren't ready for it. And then those people, they were still not like spiritually mature enough, not really ready to understand the new way, not ready for change. And so they were still like inside a baptismal, in a spiritual sense, phase. Just like these wands are inside the ocean below this cliff. And so the water all inside the tarot connects like emotions and your feelings, and just also like a baptism. And just like the Israelites had to go 40 years inside the desert before they can get to the promised land. Well, just like the water has a numerical value of 40. And also when they do like baptisms inside a baptismal font, you have to have like 40 siyas to cover the whole body by complete immersion. And 40 siya is just like a way of calculating, measuring the water volume. I think it's about 120 gallons. So they're still inside this baptism and they're not quite ready. So it's kind of, you got to read people and just kind of know if people aren't ready to hear it, whatever it is. So this always reflects on someone that's just about to drop it and give up. So it's like, yes, he was being bossy. Yes, he was being persuasive. And yes, he's trying to get people convinced. But he hit a wall and he said, you know what? Forget this. And then he walks away. And then that's the victory. And then 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups, you have a guy that's in all black. And he's looking at, thinking and fantasizing about all the trophies that he won in the past. And you say past because he's wearing black. And black Saturn energy, the Lord of Time. And so you think about the times in the past. And also Lord of Karma. And you always get karma from the past. You know? Unless it's like that Minority Report by that movie with Tom Cruise. You get in trouble for the future crimes. But this is all about the past. So he's fantasizing about the good wins, the accomplishments of the past. And so the victory here is, if you did it once, you can definitely do it again. And if you want to build up your self-confidence and self-worth, think about all those times where you were really good in the past, and then you can rekindle your spark. Remember who you are and remember what you've done. And then it makes you more eligible and qualified for these new opportunities coming your way. It's like a job interview, and you get all nervous, like, I don't know if I'm good enough. And then when you start thinking about it, you start to realize you're overqualified. This is like, remember those magic moments. And if you did it before, you can definitely do it again or do something similar. I can tell you all the cups have these symbols inside. I'll tell you each one. So the top one, there's a woman that's like beautiful. So you think about whenever you're your most beauty, you can think about maybe you're in like romance with someone that was beautiful, or that meant a lot to you and was beautiful to you. And so it's like, oh, I'll never have love like that again. Well, it's like, I'm sure you don't give up. If you did it before, you can do it again. And then you have this person that's underneath the cloth, and then the cloth is always rays of red around it, just showing that they're really energetic, passionate, really into their meditation. A lot of spiritual groups and even like religions, they cover themselves and cover their heads so they can unite and be one with God. And then they say certain prayers and meditations. And so they kind of like connect better with God if they're covered. Just like monks will cover their head with like a hood, or the Jewish people always have a yarmulke or a hat on. It's like they always got to cover their head, or they always wear those shawls also. And then they put the shawl like over their head and they say certain prayers. So this woman, the person just looks like they're in the shape of a mushroom. So it could even be like a magic mushroom, like a time where you connected to your higher self and were technically at one with God. So it's really about meditation, enlightenment, and self-realization stuff. The next one is a snake. And the snakes throughout the tarot are always wisdom. Like a serpent connects to the kundalini, and that kundalini serpent energy wave that goes from your spinal cord, like up and down your spinal cord, from the tailbone up to your brain or your skull, all the way up all the chakra systems. And the Gnostics used to teach that the only way to raise your kundalini was through gnosis and through knowing and from knowledge. So it always connects to wisdom. Every time you see it in the tarot. And a lot of times when you see it in religious stuff, definitely in the occult, or like Freemason, Rosicrucianism, Hermetics, it's always wisdom. So I can think about the time he is the most wise. And then you have this one where it's like that little clay house. It's like clay mushy house where it's just an idea, a brilliant idea to create and start a really big goal. But big things come from small beginnings, and all becomes or comes from a thought. So that's just the thought and its pure potential. And this house, I told it last time, but it always evolves into a castle. But it all begins right here. And then you got riches and gold and gems. So it's like wealth, of course. And then over here you got the laurel wreath. Kind of like you wear it like a Caesar's wreath maybe, but like Caesar's wreath is something you would get with academics or sports. Like that kind of award. But you can look at any kind of an award that you would get for anything. And then right here you have like this lizard looking person. So this is like someone who has like a lizard tongue and could be sneaky, and could be a liar. So you think about someone who cheats, or you could cheated death maybe, or you cheated, or you found out someone was cheating because you're wise on them, or you had to lie to save your neck. You know, something like that. Where like when you had to be bad to save yourself and to accomplish a win in some way, and you came out victorious. Like it's not good to be bad, but sometimes you should if your life depends on it. Or, you know, if someone's trying to kill you, you can kill them, that kind of thing. Like, when's it okay to be bad? Another thing, too, that a lot of people don't see, but with that Caesar's wreath, the cup, if you look closely, it looks like a skull. So it's like when you cheated death, or you had a win over death. And then the whole cloud is all gray. So it's like wisdom and good advice. And so you just, and like life lessons. So this guy is just kind of relishing in the past. And he just really wants and fantasizes about getting that win one more time, or just feeling it, well, like connected to the feeling of having a win But like I said, like if you did it before, you can definitely do it again. And then we got 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords, it shows a guy running away with his thoughts. Because swords are your thoughts and ideas. And he's running away with them. So he's running away inside the desert. So the desert is like a place of complacency, no change, no life springs in the desert, nothing changes. It's just routine. It's slow, drawn out death of boredom. And then he's with this group of people that set up their camp inside the desert because they like that place. It's tradition, it's routine, it's no surprises. We read the same books, we teach the same politics, and we have the same ideas. We don't want to change. But this is driving him crazy, like he's feeling oppressed. So he has to express himself because he has new, brilliant ideas that can't be either suffocated or oppressed. He just has to break free. And so he escapes with his thoughts. And if you look at the swords, he holds 2 in his right hand, same like you would write, like a writing a pen with his fingers like this over the 2 swords. So when you have 2 of things that connect to Hokmah, which means wisdom, so he's writing down brilliant, wise, intellectual ideas. And then if you see his fez hat, it's what the Shriners wear. And the Shriners are these 33rd degree Freemasons. And they say that Shriners, or the fez hat from Fez, Morocco, it's a hat that only people with brilliant ideas wear. Like they're the wisest ones. It's like a sin for you to not share these ideas and write them down. And so the 33rd degree Freemasons are the top, most highest. And so they're like the wisest, most intelligent of all the secret knowledge. And so he's writing all his ideas down. And if it's not writing, it could definitely be like art, where he's painting or drawing with pencils. But he's expressing himself through the art of writing or through the art of painting or drawing. So whenever I get this card, it always says writing or painting, but every single time. So yeah, and then it's all a yellow card. Yellow's bright future. So it's like the people he's leaving who are stuck in the past. But he's talking about, no, I got innovative ideas and new art that's going to really like have a Renaissance kind of vibe, a bright future. Next card. Oh wait, we can even count the swords. Because remember, like when you have like objects, that always mean stuff. You have 2 swords here, and it's on the left side of the card, or sorry, the right side of the card, and they're stabbed where the tints are. So it could just be like karmic like blessings. Also, that he's just wise to these people. I think it's because he knows that they've really settled there, and they've settled in their ways, and they would never be open to new ideas. So that's why he's like, look, there's no use even trying to change them. I just run away. And then he has 3 swords in his left hand. So 3 is Binah, the 3rd sphere on the tree, which is understanding, and understanding through contemplation. And you understand things on a deep level and you think about it in order to like give birth to something new and better with those ideas that you gathered. And then the left hand is all about receiving. So he's receiving deep understanding. And with the right hand, he writes these wise ideas down because the 2 swords connect to Hokmah, which means wisdom. So you can see there's so many layers to every single card, but all the symbols all point to the same thing, where he's expressing himself with his thoughts by his art of writing or art of painting. 7 of Pentacles. This guy is returning to his grape bush that he's allowed to go to ruin and to rot. And see how the grape leaves are all brown? So he looks sad. But he brought his garden hoe. And so he's like, you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to rebuild it. I'm going to go ripen it up and rekindle it, rejuvenate it. And it's going to be better than I've ever could have done it before. And if you count the pentacles, there's 6. So it connects to the 6th sphere, Tiferet, which connects to the sun. So this is like if you just gave it more sun, gave it more love. And Tiferet means beauty. So it's like the sun makes things beautiful and ripe and in bloom again. So that he's going back and just focused on how can I make it beautiful and ripe again. And then you see one pentacle by itself, by his feet on the ground. So it's kind of like that seed level. But the all the seed level in qabalistic life comes from the top sphere, which is the first sphere. So one is one sphere. So it's Keter, which is crown, and that's where you connect to your ideas and brilliance and epiphany and insights. So he's like, I got a really good idea. I'm going to start from the seed level, and I'm going to go back to how it was in the very beginning, and then I think that'll be the same spark to rekindle this great bush. So this great bush has pentacles, but pentacles are just anything that's tangible. It could be your writing project, it could be your relationship, it could be your business, it could even be a house that you just want to repaint and redecorate, but you only went halfway, and you said, you know what, like I'm going to go back and do it later, and kind of put it on the back burner. But then you go back, but the knowledge that you know now, going back, you're not really starting from scratch. You're starting from experience, and it makes it way better than it ever could have been. Sometimes when you're really into a project, and it's really good to like step away from it for just a little bit. And so when you go back and edit, you go back with fresh eyes, and it always makes it better. So before you publish something or send out a movie to a movie company, just walk away from that movie for about a month or something, go back, and then you'll see it in fresh eyes and know what to change to make it better. And then also, like in relationships, if you went back to the seed level to ripen it up again and to get the sparks flying again, maybe you would like go back to the same place where you two fell in love. Go back to that same restaurant. Go play the same song. Have the same meal. Maybe even wear the same dress. Something like that. Some people even keep their wedding dress and then they wear it again, and it brings back the vibes. It's like that. Like, how can we go back? And when you go back to the seed level, you rekindle the reasons why you even started it in the first place. So this guy always returns with the intentions to rebuild and rebuild stronger. And the sky's gray. So again, that's wisdom, life lessons, good advice. It could even be like someone told him, hey, I think you should go back and, really go back and finish it and make it better. Or it was his own like intuition, or he saw a sign or something.